What's up guys and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO and welcome to my team, where we look at what my team did in Game Week 26 and what I'm planning to do for Game Week 27 and beyond, and hopefully you guys can get some ideas from my thoughts. But before we get into the episode, if you do like FPL content in your subscription box, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that like button if you want to support the channel, and also hit that notification bell. We should be going live tonight at 8:30, so hope to see you there. So on with the episode, and first of all we start off with my transfer as we always do, and my transfer was Callum Wilson in for the long-standing Tammy Abraham, who's done very little for me all season. How I've become a top 1% player again with Tammy Abraham in my side, I'm not too sure. But Callum Wilson came in and of course he blanked. He got 2 points from no goals, no assists and no bonus points. So as usual this year, I've jumped on a bandwagon a game week too late, which is really unfortunate for me. However, we did have some players do well enough for me to stay in the FPL Cup, and those players were Mohamed Salah getting 15 points from 2 goals and 3 bonus points. We had Xherdan Shaqiri getting 8 points from a goal, no assists but 2 bonus points, and we also had Nick Pope getting 5 points. Although he conceded and didn't get a clean sheet, he got 6 save points, and that meant he got a bonus point as well on top of his 4 points from getting the saves, which got him a total of 5. That meant I got 50 points for the game week when the average was 43. My game week rank was 1.8 odd million, and now my overall rank is 41,877 with overall points of 1,518. We saw green arrows across every league apart from Kirkjoy's league, and we did also see me win the FPL Cup Game Week 26 fixture against Runner FC. I got 50 points to his 46. We are now facing FC Portians in the Game Week 27 game, and if you want to see that team again, join the live stream. So looking at how the rest of my team did in Game Week 26, you can see there really wasn't anyone else who did anything of note. Firmino only got 2 points. Kane did score and get 4 points, but he missed the penalty, which had a deduction, which meant he only got 4 points. Wilson 2. Sterling did manage to get 6 points for me, but that was from 3 points because I captained him. Lingard also got 3 points, Otamendi 2, Duffy 2, me 1, so literally no one else really turned up for the side, but enough points across the board in what was a bad game week for a lot of people, so the average was quite low. So my Game Week 27 team, without making any transfers, we have Nick Pope in goal, a Swansea away game, hopes of a clean sheet there. We do need to get Elliott out the side. I am looking towards the blank game week in Game Week 31 to kind of figure out what goalkeeper I may be bringing in. We have Otamendi, Jones, Duffy and me against the likes of Leicester, Newcastle, Stoke and Swansea, so I'm hopeful of some clean sheet points. We got Sterling, Shaqiri and Salah as a 3-man midfield, with Wilson, Firmino and Kane starting up top. The midfield have Leicester, Brighton and Southampton, so again, promising fixtures there. The captain's armband will probably just stay on Salah for the rest of the season, because I'm fed up of captaining him, he doesn't get points, and then when I don't captain him, he gets lots of points. So probably going to stay on Salah, we'll see. Wilson against Huddersfield, I'm hopeful. Firmino against Southampton, again hopeful. And of course Liverpool don't have a blank in Game Week 31. And then we have Kane against Arsenal, hoping in a London derby Kane shows up. On the bench we have Lingard against Newcastle. There's the potential for him to come in. Richarlison against West Ham, looking to get rid of him, but Watford do have a guaranteed fixture in Game Week 31. And then Kenny, I'm a bit worried about his game time now, but he does have Crystal Palace at home. So over here Kenny is definitely playing. He may get brought into the side. So the potential transfers I'm considering, we've got Theo Walcott and Gameweek Deulefeu are the ones I'm looking at. I know they're in the wrong kit, by the way, for anyone that messages me. There aren't any cuts available for them in their new kits. But Theo Walcott at 7.3 million and Deulefeu at 6 million could potentially replace the likes of Lingard and Richarlison. Walcott at 7.3 million has 2 goals from the last 2 games, with a minute per chance at 18.9 and a minute per chance created at 76. And Deulefeu in the last 2 games has 1 goal and 1 assist, with a minute per chance at 35.4. However, his minutes per chance created is better at 25 minutes compared to Walcott's 76, and he does come in at 1.3 million cheaper. However, again, double game week considering, both of those are playing in Game Week 31. Let's have a look into the future at the blank game week so you guys can kind of figure out how I am looking at it. In the short-term future, we have Game Week 28. There is a possible blank. The Arsenal-Man City game has been moved to Thursday, the 1st of March, because of Man City being in the Carabao Cup. And then they also have an FA Cup game on the 19th of February, and if Wigan take Man City to a replay, then that game will take precedent over the Premier League game, and that Arsenal-Man City game may get moved back. So there is a possibility that Man City and Arsenal players will not have a game week in Game Week 28. But because it's only one game, hopefully your side can field a full team of 11 without your Arsenal and Man City players, depending of course on how many you have. And then Game Week 31, there is going to be blanks in Game Week 31. There's only at the moment 2 games guaranteed to be taking place in Game Week 31, and that is Stoke versus Everton and Liverpool versus Watford. The other fixtures are likely to happen: Huddersfield versus Crystal Palace. If Man United beat Huddersfield, which is likely to happen in the FA Cup, then Huddersfield will be playing Crystal Palace. And then also if Southampton beat West Brom, Bournemouth versus West Brom will also be happening in Game Week 31. But of course, until the 19th of February, we are not going to know exactly which games are going to be taking place in Game Week 31 and which ones aren't. So do keep that in mind. I am looking at Stoke, Everton, Liverpool and Watford players with an added bonus of knowing they will definitely play. So if I am interested in them, like I'm interested in Walcott and Deulefeu, then that kind of adds weight to my decision making about bringing them in. And of course the Liverpool players aren't going to go anywhere because they're doing rather well, scoring goals, potentially keeping clean sheets and saving penalties, so they aren't getting moved from my side. Anyway, that is it for today's My Team episode. So if you have enjoyed the episode, again, please hit that like button for me and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And also try and join the live stream if you have any questions for me. We can go over the fixtures a bit more if you want, or anything else that does come up. We are happy, of course, to talk about. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game. But before we get into today's blooper. But before we get into today's the episode, if you like, wow. But before we get into today's episode, I didn't like that either. No today. But before we get into today's, I still said today. Hit that likes. Oh man. On my team, and today. Why am I saying today all the time?